recently Peppa is actually suing her doctor over a botched butt job.
Mm-hmm.
You know about this?
I heard. I mean, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, there was nothing wrong with it in the first place. You know, that's what I always say. I'm just like,
yeah, very pretty lady. Always was.
She's the.
Still
let me
is.
tell you something. Not just pretty. Like Pep at her core, like she's just a good person, man. But she's passion. You know, good and bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no half stepping with her. She loves you or she hates you, and both hard. You know what I mean? She got that Jamaican vibe in her, and you know we've always gotten along because I know her. She she's like a cousin. You know, she reminds me of my Jamaican family. You know what I mean?
Her and Treach used to get into it, right? Wasn't that in the movie?
Yeah, man. Yup. It was. Yeah. It looked volatile.
Yeah,
it looked volatile, but that's everybody got something to say. Then you talk to old boy about that. You talk to Treach about that.
I interviewed Treach about it. Treach actually used to live in the building next to me when I lived in West New York. I used to see him, walking his giant dog every so often.
What kind of dog did you think Treach was gonna have?
No, he didn't have a poodle. He did not have
Treach
that.
has a lion.
Has a lion, yeah. But I asked him about it. He denied it.
Mm-hmm.
He said that wasn't accurate. Now, I remember in some interviews, she claimed that you were really physically abusive towards her throughout the relationship.
And she had a point where she told me and different people that once she told the book and the publishers, she really didn't even read the whole book before it came out. And what happened was they juiced up the stories and everything else. So all of that, once you get into that's another part of this industry and everything else. You got to know exactly when you touch on certain issues, you got to make sure everything is factual. Or once somebody writes something, people going to believe first what they read, not what the truth is, because by the time the truth comes out, it's too long for people. They want to know what the word is right then, and then they run with it. And we know the game.
And who knows what happens in relationships? Who knows if the abuse was going both ways? Because trust me, just as many women hit men as men hit women. Like, to be totally honest. But, you never hear about it because the men usually don't say anything.
Right. Right. Yeah, I've never been hit by any of my women, but I was always afraid to be. No, you know what? You're right. To your point, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? And those things, man, these relationships at that time, there was so much going on. I'm famous, you're famous, she's famous. We got money, which means we got options, which means we got temptations. It was crazy, man. We were young cats back then, and we led with our hearts. We didn't always think things through. And then next thing you know, you in a relationship with somebody, or you having a baby with somebody.
Oh, they have a kid together?
Yes, they did.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes, they did. That was Egypt.
Aha. Okay.
Who was in the movie, by the way.
Okay.
And you know what? She oh my gosh, she turned out wonderful. You know what I'm saying? So even with with all that, whatever stress and strife they may have had, they made it work. But it's tough. They don't give you a handbook with this fame shit.
No.
You don't get a handbook. You get a lot of money, you get a lot of exposure, you get a lot of access, but you don't get a brochure on how to deal with, to deal with it. And trust me, if the Kid and Play biopic ever comes out, you'll see the ups and downs. There's ups and there's downs.